We got David Lucas on the show.
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I
Man,
can't complain.
shit's wild out there, isn't it?
Yeah. But having a black guy on the show, actually, like, you get more sponsors because it's like the media is trying to make it illegal to be white and straight right now.
Oh, it is 100%, 100%. But according to Kanye, you guys all hate Jews. So what are we gonna do there?
Bro, my whole team is Jewish. I don't hate it.
I've said the same thing for years and years.
Yeah.
Hollywood is all Jew. Like you have to have a team of Jews.
I don't hate anybody that help me make money.
Exactly. Me neither. Are you following this story? Because speaking
About
of
Kanye?
Yeah, because speaking of your team,
Yeah.
his team about 15 minutes ago at CAA just dropped him across the board, which is a massive deal in Hollywood when you don't have agents.
Right. I just feel like, whenever if I'm to become a comedian billionaire, I don't really care. So you can say what you want. It's in the entertainment industry, you have to become popular first, and then you can voice your opinion once you're rich enough. Like, he's so rich, like, when you're worth billions, everybody can stop fucking with you and you'll be good for the rest of your life. So it's like, what does he have to lose now? And I like what he's doing. He's calling a lot of hypocrisy across the board, like when he wore the White Lives Matter shirt. I loved it. And
Same. And when I saw it, it's like I thought it was funny and everything else. Everybody else in Hollywood did not.
I thought it was. I didn't necessarily think it was funny. I just thought it was. I'm like, good, because it's like, it's pandering, just like white people wearing BLM shirts. Like, it's pandering. Like, how is...
Well, I'm a big fan of the Bureau of Land Management, so it had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter,
But it's like, how can the term White Lives Matter be deemed... what they say? It was a hate slur or something? It was deemed a hate slur, but... BLM, all I know it is associated with violence.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Well, no, that's not true. They're also associated with massive real estate scams.
Oh, yeah. Man, if I could have a house like that.
And paying your baby daddy millions of dollars, taking private jets because you're scared of COVID.
Those two dicks, that one dude was getting paid $800,000 a year as personal security, and his background was in, I think he worked at Costco, which is pretty interesting. No offense, Costco.
Well, hang on. But if you're a security guard at Costco...
No. He was...
It's a dangerous position.
He was stocking shelves at Costco.
He was passing out samples.
He had cheese on a stick. It's like, all right, fucking...
Who wants a crispy rice ball?
But speakers of the truth are never accepted well, ever. So it's like, in his position, you can't win on either side. Like, we're seeing somebody going against mainstream media right in front of our face, and we're not supporting him. He's going against, because like the media tries, like, for a living I travel the United States and the world, and the mainstream media tries to, make America seem so racist, when it's like, if it was racist, a lot of cities that I have been to, because a lot of my supporters are conservatives, or Republicans. So it's a lot of these cities, according to BLM in the news, I shouldn't have made it out of alive. Like, I sold out Wilson, North Carolina.
Yeah.
In my hotel room was a framed piece of cotton. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Now,
like,
do they do that special for you, or is it just there all the time?
I asked for it.
Yeah, you called ahead.
I wanted to remember where I came from.
I mean,
and that's important. You've got to remember where you came from in order to go forward.
Like, I grew up in Macon, Georgia. Like, like...
I bought my dog there, by the way.
In Macon, Georgia?
I sure did.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Wait, is there still the Braves? Do they still have the Macon Braves? It used to be like a
single A team.
Right?
Yeah. Is it the Macon Braves again? Because
I think it moved to Rome.
We used to be Macon Bacon. That might be our team now, Macon Bacon.
Maybe.
I think it's the Macon Bacon.
I think the single A Macon team moved to Rome.
Yeah.
Up
It's great branding.
Because when I was a kid, when John Smoltz had his, Tommy Joyner surgery on his elbow?
Yeah.
Tommy John, yeah.
Tommy John surgery. He actually came to the Macon Braves minor league team in Macon to pitch during his rehab.
Oh, wow.
But
I grew up in Greenville, South Carolina, so the Greenville Braves were there. They're double-A team for years.
Nice.
Yeah, and he grew up in Alpharetta.
Yep.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like for me, and the reason I have a different perspective than most black people on a lot of things is because I grew up in Macon in the faces of races, so I know what an actual racist looks like. I grew up in a city where still to this day we have a sign at our train station that says colored waiting area. And I'm not opposed to taking it down. I think leave it up. Like it's like the same with the statues. Like the statues never killed anybody. It's an ornament for that time in history, which I think everyone needs to be reminded of. If you don't know about your history, it's easy to go back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, leave it up, man. How is that sign? Does symbolism really bother you that much?
But the question is, did you actually wait in that area?
No, I've never taken a train out of Mexico. I would. And you know what's so funny? Back in March when I was there, there was, because it's made out of cement, there was actually a black dude power washing it to keep it clean.
No shit. Oh, boy. How do you go home and tell the wife and kids, what'd you do today? Well, you know that colored waiting area down in Macon? I washed it off. Made sure everybody could see where they needed to
Wait,
sit.
what's the name of that place at Stone Mountain where it's like the Confederate?
That is. It's Stone Mountain itself, yeah.
Stone Mountain used to be the KKK capital.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's got like it's.
They're carved into the mountains, and they're about
Wait, but
five
who-
lengths of buses deep.
Who is it?
Stonewall Jackson, isn't
Stonewall Jackson, Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
I forget the other two, but they don't know what to do because that would take.
It's Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson.
That's it.
Here's
But it would
the,
take billions of dollars to get this
Leave it.
out.
Wait, who's the other guy?
This is
it?
Davis.
That's a horse.
Oh shit.
So Jeff
I thought you were
Davis.
looking at the horse.
Yeah,
Are we like against horses now too, or how's that? How far deep does this go?
Probably just the guys on
Do
them.
we need to cancel the horses?
Probably
That's what I'm
just the
asking.
white guys on them, to be honest with
So
you.
why don't we replace their heads with like fucking Outcast and
Or put a
and-
mask on it. Put a face mask.
a COVID mask?
Jefferson Davidson, he was the president of the Confederate South, right?
Yeah.
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 What if we changed just the faces to Outcast and maybe what's that?
Oh, Atlanta's greatest people. So
What-
you
but
go,
they-
you
but
go
they're from
babyface.
Savannah.
Yeah.
Outcast is from Savannah.
Yeah, but they're still Georgia, right?
Yeah.
You still
Yeah,
got to
still
give them Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
So you go Big Boy, Andre 3000.
Well, I was thinking-
probably Babyface.
I was
He
thinking,
big.
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
there's a lot. Ludacris.
I was thinking Ludacris.
Yeah.
But he's from
Probably.
Chicago.
Oh, is he originally? Yeah. So he
Kanye
doesn't
West
count.
is originally from Atlanta.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, there we go.
All right.
We got the three right there.
Yeah, pop 'em
And
up.
then if you put Kanye in there, still somewhat controversial.
Yeah, exactly.
So you still
Yeah,
get a little
there's-
bit of it, right?
There's still someone who hates Jews on Stone Mountain.
Hilarious.
Did you see racism growing up? Because there was a story I've told on this show about we played this school called Forsyth County.
Forsyth County or Forsyth the city?
Forsyth County. So in Forsyth County, I don't know if you remember, but as a kid, Oprah went there. It was
Oh,
supposed
it was a sundown town.
Yeah. So explain to people what a sundown town is, because a lot of people don't think this existed until Oprah showed
Oh,
up.
yeah. So, I mean, a sundown town is basically if you're not white, your ass better be out of there by sundown. For real.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that still existed up until the late 80s, I think, early
there's-
90s.
There's, bro, I think I shared this on Adam Ray's podcast. When I was a young boy, I was riding a dirt bike in Monroe County, like Forsyth, Georgia, the city.
Yeah.
That's where my family. I was riding a dirt bike, and my dirt bike stalled out in this field, and there was a Klans rally, and these people helped me get my dirt bike unstuck.
No
Yeah,
shit.
I was probably like 11 years old, 11, 12.
So when you go home and tell your parents that story, what do they say?
I didn't say shit.
They would never let him ride his dirt bike again.
Yeah, that's wild. And even wilder is you don't seem to harbor any ill feelings towards white people.
Well,
to
my
this
grandmother is half white, so it's
Okay.
like I have white cousins and white great uncles. So it's like, how can I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother's father is a white guy, like all the way white. So it's like I grew up with white cousins, and I always heard that they were racist, but I would be at their house, so it's like this doesn't make sense to me. Kind of like Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying?
But looking back on it, are you amped that you grew up in an environment like that? Because being a comedian and everything else, if you grow up there during all of this shit,
And I grew up in the 2000s, so this is 2000s me growing up in Georgia with, I'd say California is more racist than Georgia because in Georgia you have blatant racism more than in California subtle racism. I prefer blatant racism.
Yeah, same.
Dan says this all the time. Because
I want to see it all out in the open. That way I know I don't need to talk to that motherfucker ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Or, if it's the coded stuff is particularly problematic because it's just like the wink and a nod good old boy system. Everybody engages in it without actually addressing the underlying ideology.
Yeah.
But if people say and do stupid shit, like actual stupid shit out loud, it's a lot easier to use social pressure to make them stop being assholes.
So going from there, and then you get to Hollywood. You were saying it's worse there. What was
Yeah.
the first instance of it that you saw when you got there that you were like, man, this is fucked up here?
I was I had just moved to L.A. I've never lived in Hollywood. I lived in West Hollywood, but I had just moved to L.A. and I went to a swap meet like in South Central, and there was because like in the South we didn't, when I was growing up, we had more like Indians that ran like the little, bodegas and little gas stations that sell food, not really Asians so much. So when I went to LA, I went to a swap meet, and I was like buying some like cheap T-shirts, and this dude accused me of stealing a do-rag, the guy, and I'm like, bro, a do-rag? Like,
What'd you say to him? Like,
I cussed his
it's
ass
$1.
out. I cussed him out, and I took the T-shirts and left. So I did end up stealing.
Yeah, but that was like provoked stealing.
Yeah,
That's
that was
not-
provoked
That
stealing.
technically, I don't think that's theft.